Hey you guys, thanks for coming to check out today's video. So this video is about a new style that I checked out on Instagram. It's the butterfly braids, but I decided to do the cornrows instead of the box braids or the knotless braids that I've been seeing. So this is kind of like a mashup of a bunch of different styles. It's cornrows, butterfly braids, feed-in braids, all sorts of things. So yeah, just keep on watching if you want to see how I got this look. So first I went ahead and separated my hair in half, the front half and the back half, and put that in a ponytail. Then I went ahead and created a curved side part. And then I went ahead and started creating the sections for the braids. I decided to do cornrows to separate each section instead of rubber bands because I just felt like it would get really messy with rubber bands. So as you can see, I still had some hair left over from the front section, but I knew I wanted to do a sundial type braids in the back. So I knew I had to take a section from the back and combine it with the section from the front. So this is how I started to go around the back of my head. And in the front, I just did straight down parts for the front. And the back, I did curved parts in sort of a sundial type of look. My parts are not perfect. I did these myself and I couldn't see what I was doing, but this is pretty much as good as I could get it. And then I went ahead and started braiding. So I went ahead and did as much as I could the night before, and this is the next day. So I did about 4 braids the night before, maybe about half of my head. The hair that I used is the main concept. I define easy knotless braid. It's the pre-separated hair from main concept, and the curly hair that I used to create the butterfly effect is the authentic hair from Sam's Beauty. It's their spring twist in 8 inches. So I went ahead and used edge control. The edge control I used for these braids was the Stasha Magic Finger Shine and Jam. So I went ahead by just starting the cornrow and then taking a piece of the I Define Easy hair. I went ahead and started incorporating that into the cornrow, making sure that my baby hairs were already pushed to the side because I didn't want to braid those in. Now, doing feed-in braids on yourself, I'm not gonna lie, you guys, it is not easy. And then doing braids that are not like going straight to the back is also quite difficult. So take your time. If the braid isn't coming out the way that you want it to, I would say just take it out and start over. I did that several times with the braids, and the braids still didn't come out perfectly, but at least they came out a lot neater when I went ahead and just took it out and started over. So just pay attention to what my fingers are doing. I'm going to go ahead and play the video so you can just see how I achieve this look. And if you have questions, leave it in the comments section down below, and I will do my best to answer any questions that you all might have. So as far as measuring the thickness of each braid and how much hair I used, I can't really say exactly because I wasn't keeping track of it, but I did measure the braids against the braid next to it just to make sure that the width and thickness was similar to the one that was next to it. So that was kind of the scale that I used, by just kind of feeling the braid, touching it, and putting it up against the braid it was next to make sure it was the right width and thickness. And then I started getting the curly hair, which is the authentic spring twist in 8 inches. You can find that on samsbeauty.com. I'll leave a link down below to where you can go ahead and grab this hair. So yeah, I would just take 2 strands of that every time, and I would just incorporate it into the braiding hair. And by the time I started incorporating the curly hair, I just would make sure that I wasn't braiding too tight, because if you braid too tight, you're going to make your job a lot more difficult when it's time to, you know, spread the hair out and give it that fanned out look and that really large exploded braid look. You're going to make your job a lot more difficult. Then I use the curly hair at the bottom to just tie off the hair a bunch of times, like I just tied it off over and over again. And that's pretty much how I kept the bottom together, kept the bottom of the braid together. So this is pretty much what the braids are looking like, you guys, and this is how you sort of fan out the braid. You just take the outside edges of the braid starting from the bottom and just literally pull the braid apart and separate it. Now what I found was that the braiding hair would sort of fan out a lot faster than the curly hair. So you kind of want to concentrate on the braiding hair, and then you want to concentrate on the curly hair so that you have like the same amount of the hairs fanning out, because they will kind of separate on you, and you can kind of see the difference when you're fanning it out. But it is a messy style, but I would say it's kind of messy and neat. Well, not neat, but maybe ordered. It's like a messy, ordered style. So you want it to be messy, but you don't want it to be ugly messy, if that makes sense. You want it to be messy, but like ordered mess. So yeah, then you want to go ahead and separate the curls at the bottom of the hair. I know some people will say you want to fluff out the hair before you start braiding it into the braid. I wouldn't suggest that, because this hair makes a mess. Like, it tangles, it gets really crazy. You will have so much more hard work on your hands if you fluff out this hair before you braid it into the braid. I'm sure that is a way to do it, but I chose not to do it that way because this hair is a tangly, ratty mess when you start to separate it. So to create that curly look at the bottom, I just used water and mousse, and I wrapped the curls around my finger just to give it a really sleek, curly look at the bottom. Again, like I was saying before, if you see a braid that you don't like how it looks, I would definitely suggest you to take it out and do it again. And that's what I did with this braid. So I wasn't liking how it was looking. I wasn't feeling it. It looked messy, and I just felt like I could do a better job. This was the first braid that I had done on this style, and I was still learning and figuring it out. So I was like, you know what, let me just redo this, and I think I can do a better job. So I went in again with the Shine and Jam. I laid down my baby hairs first because I wanted to make sure that they were out of the braid. And I went ahead and started doing a feed-in braid here. So I started with the cornrow. I cornrow down about 3 times, and then I start incorporating the pieces of hair. Just like any regular feed-in braid, just continue to incorporate the pieces of hair. Try not to pull the ends of your baby hairs too much, because my baby hairs are kind of long, so they did have to go into the braid, but just try not to pull them too much so that you still have something to swoop by the time you lay your edges. So you guys, this is pretty much the end of this style. I would say this style in over the span of 2 days probably took me about 5 hours, maybe a little bit more. So it's not a quick style, and there's definitely a high learning curve on this one. A lot of things come into play with this one using the right hair, which I definitely think I used the right hair. The hair really worked well. But just the learning curve of like doing the feet in braids, doing the cornrows, making the part straight. It was just a lot of parts that go into making this style. Do I think it was worth it to do the style? Absolutely, because I wanted to try it. But I think that this style is a hard one to wear for a long time because it's just so much hair in your head. And the hair is super duper heavy. I found that this hair was so heavy I could only wear it for about 2 days. And I could feel the weight of it on my neck. So I think this style is great for photo shoots, for pictures on the gram and things like that. But it's not one I would suggest for long term. Whoo, child, these braids are finally done. And when I tell y'all I'm happy, sis is happy, okay? Because these braids were really something, okay? Something. These braids took me about 4 hours to complete. I wouldn't say I was moving particularly fast or slow. Do I think I could do them faster next time? Probably so. There was a lot of technical things that I was trying to figure out during these braids, and I'm sure you saw that in the tutorial. So this is the end result, you guys, of the braids. Okay, period. Period. As my child would say, period, love. Period, love. Okay, get into it. So these braids are a combination of Inspo. So inspired low-key by Pop Smoke braids. But my whole thought process in doing Pop Smoke braids was I just don't like them that much. I don't like the shape of them that much. I don't like that middle part and the braids coming down so harsh straight around the side of your face like that. I also don't like how they make the back of your head look with those large chunks coming from the side. I don't like how that looks. I prefer the sundial type of look, so narrow at the top, wider at the bottom, in a sundial. I prefer that look. So for that reason, the Pop Smoke braids just never appealed to me in the back. But in the front, I definitely liked them in the front, but they never appealed to me in the back. So then I was like, okay, what can I do in the front? And then I saw somebody's video that was like, oh, Saweetie had an Inspo style similar to the Pop Smoke style. So I looked at that Saweetie style, and she had a side part in her braids with the baby hairs popping, and I was like, yes, that's it, sis. So low-key inspired by Pop Smoke, high-key inspired by Saweetie. And then I had this curly hair from Authentic, and that was from Sam's Beauty, and I was like, ooh, I can use that to create the butterfly braids. I was like, yes, I can get so many different inspos into this one style, so let's go, let's go. So this is what I came up with, you guys. Let me sit up. Can y'all see the full style? I love it. I love how it came out. You guys, one thing you must know, this hair is heavy. This hair is heavy. Like, I don't think you could wear this hair and get it wet. Like, you could not wear this hair and get it wet. You could definitely pull it back though, and I think that would Ooh. You could pull it back though. Oh, that just did something, y'all. Hold on. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. This is a look. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is cute. And it takes some of that heaviness off of you. So this is definitely a look. How you guys think I did with the braids? Oh, now that I pulled that back, I gotta redo my baby hair. Now that I pulled it back, I gotta redo my baby hairs. I left this hair out just in case. And I'm glad that I did. I had the hardest time deciding if I was gonna leave this out, and look. Left it out and found a use for it. All right, you guys. Tell me what you guys think about this style. This style is so different. But I already got a compliment on this style and this dress. And I say, yeah. Thank you, sis. Sis brought my DoorDash from Shake Shack, and she was like, oh my gosh, I love your dress. Oh my gosh, I love your hair. I said, sis, just go ahead and do yourself a favor. Just subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe, okay? And you should do the same. If you are not subscribed to this YouTube channel, what is you doing, sis? Subscribe, because I appreciate you for just watching, okay? And you can show me some love by just hitting the subscribe button and turning on the notification bell. But for real, sis, I know I'm giving you a lot. I'm giving you a lot. Go ahead and let that digest. Let that digest. Go ahead. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this video. Share this video with your hairstylist. Like, this is your next look, sis. This is a whole vibe. Share with your hairstylist. Share with your braider. Share with your homegirl. Let her braid it up for you. She can do these. This is not, if I could do it, she could do it. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like these lashes, they are available on my website, so just go ahead and support the channel, support the kid, so I can keep bringing you this content and I can keep feeding my family. Hello. Show your girl some love and support. Place your order today, GLEEmade.com. And what else? Let me know what you feel about this style. Would you wear this? Would you rock it? How you think I did? This style is inspired by Yo Abigail as well, so I will leave her video down in the description box down below so you can check her out. Show her some love. She's also in the DMV area, so I was like, yes, DMV area, like coming up with new styles. New stylists doing their thing. I love it. So I'm so happy to bring you guys this style. I'm so happy with the way that it came out. I'm absolutely loving it. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you in the next one.